As MTech and many others in the industry have theorized over the past several years the impact that AI can have on our industry, we've learned that through trial and error that sometimes having too narrow of focus can lead us down the wrong path to incorrect assumptions or decisions. So today, we're going to talk about MTech's approach, something that we're calling feature importance. What feature importance is the focus that deviates from the natural tendency to have a laser-like focus on areas such as feed or bird weight, to look at the big picture, to see if there's other factors or confounding variables that can lead us to the answers that we're looking for and help us improve our supply chain. So Evan, real quick, what is feature importance to you?
Yeah, right. So feature importance is actually a subset of machine learning where after you build your predictive model and you're happy with the accuracy, the AI will rank all of the input data that you gave it. So whether that's the age column or the tech advisor column, it will output how highly each one ranks and how important each feature was to predicting whichever variable you want to predict.
So that's pretty cool. Do we have any tangible examples of how we're able to take this feature importance and column ranking and apply it to our partners?
Right. So one of our partners actually had a very interesting high condemnation outbreak, we'll call it, where for some reason a particular condemnation category was spiking. They really didn't change much in their industry, they were using the same breeds, the same feeding programs, and they collaborated with us to help try to find a solution or the cause of this. So we went ahead and built a predictive model to predict which flocks would be afflicted by this, and from there applied the feature importance to see what the AI believed was the root cause.
So what factors were we able to pinpoint that actually led us to some conclusions?
Yeah. So as you can see the bar chart in front of us, the tech advisor was the single most important one for the predictive model. From there, it was closely followed by the product, the seasonality, and parent age.
So when you say product, just to clarify, we're not talking about the breed in this particular case. We're referring to the finished product that we get. So small bird versus big bird.
Right, and this is where the model is only as intelligent as you make it. So in this partner's case, the product and the breed had a one-to-one relationship. So in this example, you could view product as breed, but you do have to make that distinction.
So when we look at this data, I see Tech Advisor as being the number one factor. So how are we able to isolate that as a variable, and what did we figure out when we looked at these service advisors?
Right, and so not only can you do this feature ranking, where you ask what the most important part is, you can do what's known as partial plot dependencies. In layman's terms, this is essentially saying, if we were to go back in time and we were to clone this TA and have this specific TA oversee every flock that this company has ever done, what would be the result? How would this service tech handle the good flocks? How would that service tech handle the bad flocks?
So we isolate TA as an independent variable and leave everything else the same and just change that one factor.
Right. And the results here show that every single dot is a different TA and how he would have managed the entire operation. A very alarming result shows up here that at the very top, there's dozens of TAs that have 100% of their flocks with above average condemnation.
So I presume in this case that's probably bad data, or are we looking at a confounding variable that we're not seeing when we look at just TAs?
Right. So results like that typically lend themselves to throwing up a red flag. There could be bad data, there could be something else going on behind the scenes, or maybe the TAs are just really not that great. Usually though, a confounding variable is present, and this means that there's something else that's related to both the TA and the condemnation that's going on behind the scenes.